Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are, and welcome back to another episode on the Annoyed Dad channel. Today's episode, we are going to take a closer look at our 1950s Fordson Dexta. This is my tractor. It's the one that we use the most around the farm, and last year we used it for a few little different bits and pieces, but this year the plan is we're going to be using it a lot more. We've got a lot more things we want to do with it. However, it was on the farm when we bought the farm, and it's quite clear that it hasn't had any love in a little while. So we need to give it a bit of love. We need to sort a few things out on it, and we need to get it back into a working kind of condition. I don't want it to be pristine, show ready, ready to go off and go around all of the tractor pulling shows and other bits and pieces like that. I just want a tractor that's able to work and able to do what we want it to do. So, for example, if you look just over there, there's that orange thing just there. That's a rotavator, and we're going to need the rotavator to rotate the ground to be able to plant our pumpkins that we're planting this year. So let's take a close look at it. There's a number of things I know instantly that we are going to change, and then there's various other things. If you do know anything about these whatsoever, please do leave a comment down below if I miss or skip anything. If you're watching this in a few years' time, leave a comment as well, because my knowledge of tractors is about zero. So let's take a look around the thing. Let's start off in the driver's seat. So the driver's seat, that's it there. Number one, I need a cushion made. I know somebody who watches my videos who's able to make nice little cushions. There's a big hint there for somebody. She knows who she is. So that can be done there. Then if we come round and we'll take a look, this is the worst area. This is where you expect to see all of your driver's gubbins, and if you know these tractors, you can see straight away that parts of it are missing. So let's start off at the top bit here, underneath the steering wheel. We've got the temperature gauge, and you can see the little bits of condensation in there, and it doesn't work. Hasn't worked since we got the tractor, so we need a new one of those. They're about 12 to 15 pounds, something like that. That's a red light, and you can see that holding that red light in place is a zip tie, and that's a green light, and you can see that again is held in place with a zip tie. They need to be changed. You can also see that the screws here aren't the proper screws to actually be holding this plate in, so I might have to change that whole plate as well. Coming down here, if I just put it into gear, change the range. So what we've got is we've got the pull to stop. It does just about say on there, you might just be able to make it out, pull to stop engine. That actually works, so that's fine. We got the key. It's the wrong barrel in there for this machine. It actually makes removing the key incredibly fiddly, but the proper one should also have a light switch on it as well. So we need a new key barrel. That's the heater. So where you would have like a diesel car and you turn it on and you wait till the heat plug light goes out because it's warming up your heat plugs, that's what that does. But rather than waiting for the light to go out, you actually have to press in the button to turn on the heaters, and that's working okay. And that one down there should be the horn, but obviously that's missing, and that's going to be the most fun one of all, I think. In here there should be, sorry, I'm getting everything in the way because it's all enclosed. In here there should be a thing that some people call a tractor meter, other people call a tachograph. I've seen it listed in various places under various different names. Basically, I'll try to put a picture of it up on the screen now. What it is it's a gauge that tells you the RPM of your engine depending on which gear you are in, and from that you can work out the RPM of the PTO. Right, so that is that bit down there, the power takeoff. So if I was to put my big lawnmower onto it, or if I was to put the rotavator onto it, the rotavator says it works at 500 RPM. So I would need this gauge to be able to work out where it needs to be to get it up to 500 RPM. This thing in here with these little silver tags on it is called the control box. That has got these cables which are plugged into it, and these cables aren't original. So with these cables in there like how they are on the crimps sticking up like that, I wouldn't get the tractor meter in there, because it's a round thing that has to slide in there. Obviously wouldn't get in there. So if we jump around the other side again, we can see some more of this wiring coming down and around, and you can see various places they've joined it. So they've gone from a white with black stripe to an earthing cable, and it just doesn't look right in various places. So I think we're going to buy a whole new wiring loom, because that's going to cost £42. So for the price of £42, may as well just get it all changed, and then we know where we stand. From up here as well, you've got the throttle, which is here. That's maximum, that's minimum. Unless you've ran the engine for about half an hour, you put it from about halfway upwards and the engine cuts out. So that is another thing we need to look at. The tractor has been sat here all winter long, and you can see just down there's a patch of oil, and that patch of oil is right where the engine joins onto the gearbox. So if that is a leak at the gasket there, the only way to repair that entire gasket is to pull the engine off of the gearbox, something which I'm not going to want to do. So I'm hoping that I can figure out where that leak is coming from, and I can just put in some sort of like a filler or something like that to help. If you've got any ideas, please do leave them down below. The other thing is, there does seem to be quite a few oil leaks all over the place. If I just take out the exhaust, so you can see we've got oil down there. Engine experts, this is where I need you, right? So you can see there's our engine, and you can see we've actually got oil which is coming through the exhaust, and we've got oil in a few other different places. The engine does need to be sprayed down and cleaned off properly to get rid of all of the dirt, and then we'll be able to look and we'll be able to see what exactly is actually going on within here. Just as a little side note, you will see it is a 3-cylinder engine on a tractor. And what else has got a 3-cylinder engine? That's right, the BMW i8. The plastic sports car has also got a 3-cylinder engine. That's just a little fun fact that I like to tell people about my tractor. It's got the same sort of engine as a BMW i8. Next thing is the battery. Now the battery, all I've done is I've just put it in there. You may not know, but the terminals, the negative and the positive terminal, are actually a slightly different diameter. I think the negative is slightly larger than the positive. That is basically to stop Granny putting the car battery in her car the wrong way round and getting things wrong. I haven't changed anything. This is how it was done with the previous owner, and this is the tractor that the previous owner used. And you can see that that one there is the negative, and that goes off on the earth, and that one there has got P on it for positive. But these are aftermarket clamps. These aren't original clamps. They've been added on there. I've got the workshop manual for this tractor, and on there it's got that this tractor is actually the positive earth. So you would put the earthing wire, this one here, the negative, onto the positive terminal, not the way round that they are there. Now that might explain why the tractor hasn't been charging the battery, because it hasn't been. But again, I need to look into that. If anybody is an expert on these tractors, please do let me know in the description below. Should it be the positive earth? Next up, as we come around, you will see just down here again, we've got more black stuff and oil and other bits and pieces. This is the area that controls the hydraulics, the PTO, and the arms at the back. And it's quite obvious that there is a leak somewhere underneath there. If I just jump around the other side again. There you go. So we got the PTO engage switch here. And every time I touch that, I get covered in oil because we've got a leak coming from somewhere. Now you can buy the gaskets to go in these, and they're only about 3 or 4 quid. They might even be 6 quid or something. So I don't mind whipping that off and having a look to see what is in there and what we can and what we can't actually do. I've just spotted there's another lever underneath here. I've never pulled that before. I don't even know what that one does. I presume that's something for those hydraulic hoses. So what else we've got here is we've got the lever here that raises and lowers the arms at the back. If I jump around, you'll be able to see better. So these arms that come off at the side bits here, okay, so they would come off and they would connect onto these bits of the lawnmower, and it would basically lift the lawnmower up and then lower it back down again. They work when they want to. So I might be sat up there, engine running, everything's going fine, and I might lift up that lever and nothing happens. And then maybe a minute later, all of a sudden they'll go zoop, and up they come. Or again, with lowering it, I might lower it and then just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and then they lower. The oil levels are fine within there, but there's clearly another issue somewhere that we've got to sort out and have a look at. And you can also see that down there, again, there is a leak from somewhere, but we've just got to work out where it's coming from, and that's probably going to be a case of another gasket to get in there to repair. The tractor itself is also missing various other bits and pieces. Like you can see that there's 3 holes here. These 2 holes are the fixing holes, and this hole is the hole for a wire, and that would be the wire that would power up the lights. There's one on either side. I do have the lights. I've got a big box full up of tractor parts that the previous owner left, and that includes stuff like the lights. So I believe that they were going to be doing those sort of things, but they just never got around to doing it, and they've just left the tractor here for me. So I think those are going to be the urgent initial jobs. Most important ones being tractor meter, wiring, the temperature gauge, warning lights, and the key, so as it's easier to start it, so as I know what's going on. But like I said, if you do know these tractors and you can help me out in any way, shape or form, then please, you know, let me know down below, because I ain't got, well, I say I haven't got the first clue. I'm very mechanically minded. I worked on cars and everything else, and I don't mind getting stuck in. Everything I've explained I can do myself, but I really do not want to split that engine from the gearbox if I can help it. So yeah, but if you have any ideas, questions, let me know. She starts, she runs. I will put on a little video just at the end of this that is her running, so as you can hear the engine. To get her going on a cold day, it takes one little of easy start down the air cylinder. That gets her going, and then she's just off and going. She isn't one of these that needs like a good old spray and lots and lots of cranking over. She just goes. So yeah, that is going to be a project for this year. It is February now, coming to the end of February, and the plan is that by mid-April I need to get her out in the field working. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. It's going to be a nice little series, and if we get this one going, then I might actually move over onto that one over there, which is now hiding behind lots and lots of stuff. But it all depends if my dad has cleaned off his tools ready to actually come and do that one or not yet. I made that comment in one of the previous videos, and ever since then my dad hasn't let me forget it one little bit. So thank you so much for watching. If you have not already done so, please do hit the subscribe button to get up, and the bell to get updates and notifications as to when we release other videos. I'm now going to go off and I'm going to order all the bits and pieces that I need for this. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. Oh no, stick around, here comes the video of the tractor running.